بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي كان موجودا قبل حدوث الأشياء ويبقى بعد فناء الأشياء، تفرد بالأولية والقدم، ووسم كل شيء ما عداه بالفناء والعدم، كما قال عز شأنه: كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه وكل نفس ذائقة الموت. وقال: كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنام، سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: ولمن انتصر بعد ظلمه فأولئك ما عليهم من سبيل، إنما السبيل على الذين يظلمون الناس يبغون في الأرض بغير الحق. صلوات. So now we are almost concluding our discussion. So 2 more weeks and we will be done, inshallah, with this very vast subject that of course nobody can claim to cover it and give its right. The topic was under the guidance of Imam's book Risalat al-Huquq. So we discussed several huquq, and we were discussing the haqq of the person, haqqu man sa'ak, the right of the person who wrongs you. So in conclusion, we were reading the passage of Risalat al-Huquq, in which Imam is speaking about the person who hurts your feelings, does anything wrong that you don't like. So what is his right? أما حق من ساءك القضاء على يديه. His right is, if he did it purposely, knowingly, then it's better to forgive him. If he did it mistakenly, then you have to forgive him. He did it purposely, it's better to forgive him. Why? Because many such people deserve such forgiveness. كثير من أمثاله من الخلق. Many people, they deserve that you forgive them. In the beginning, it is very hard. It looks very hard to forgive someone. Looks very hard to control your anger. But this is just in the beginning. If you take first step, then it gets easy and easier and very easy in the end. And you will get the benefit of that. But Imam, in his discourse, he has given a reference from Quranic ayat, Surah Shura, ayat number 41 to 43, originally 3 ayat. And before we read these 3 ayat, we recited, if you remember, the ayat which are before these 3. starting from ayat number 36. It's very, very, very good, subhanallah, a reference that Imam has given from Quran on this topic. And of course, who can give better reference than A'imma alayhi salam about Quran? So he starts with saying, look, you should forgive the person who wrongs you. So, okay, why should I forgive somebody? He has done so much wrong. He has done so much, injustice against me. So how can I forgive somebody who is unjust? Unjust to me, not to others. So how can I forgive him? So Imam says, no, it's not necessary that you forgive him. It is better for you to forgive him. It's good for you. But you have the right. Technically, you have the right to seek revenge and to reply. But how you reply? The one ayat before this, ayat number 40, that we discussed earlier, as a reference I'm giving you here because we are concluding. وَجَزَاءُ سَيِّئَةٍ سَيِّئَةٌ مِثْلُهَا. The reply of a wrong is something equivalent to it. When you punish someone, the punishment should be equal to the crime, not more than the crime. The police cannot put you in jail just for going 5 miles over the limits. No, he has no right to do that. Even though you were wrong by going over the limit, but it has a specific punishment for it, and the authority should give you only that punishment, not more than that. A policeman cannot kill somebody for just getting involved in an accident because he was responsible for this accident, so I killed him. No. So for everything there is a punishment which is equivalent to the crime. So if you really want to take revenge, it's fine, take it. But why it is better for you? Because it is hard for you to determine that what is real and true punishment for anything wrong that you are subject to by somebody. So how can you determine, okay, you are replying this way? Even the tone, if your tone becomes more than the other person, you become zalim and he becomes mazloom. So it should be equivalent. So you have the right, fine, but it's better for you, yes, ignore. And especially, now Imam is giving this ayat as a reference. Look, why? Because the ayat before it, ayat number 40 says, جَزَاءُ سَيِّئَةٍ سَيِّئَةٌ مِثْلُهَا. It should be equivalent to the wrongdoing, not more than that. If you reply more than what he or she has done with you, then you become zalim. فَمَنْ عَفَى. Yes, so you have the right to, this is what Quran is saying. You have the right to reply. فَمَنْ عَفَى وَأَصْلَحَ. But whoever forgives and makes reconciliation, reconciles. Not just forgiving. Forgiving is not enough. Forgive and reconcile means forgive and forget. Forgive and forget and keep your relationship the same as it was before. You don't be responsible for anything that person is. وَأَصْلَحَ فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. So your ajr will be on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you want to get the ajr, if you want to get the thawab, if you want to get the reward, then you have to little bit, put some pressure on yourself, on your desires, put them down. And it is just in the beginning. As I said, always, its first step is very hard. And when I'm saying that, it's hard for me, for anybody. It's hard to take first step to control your anger. Once you control your anger, you took the first step, you will enjoy the consequence, the results of your action. And for this, you have to be strong. You have to be powerful. Weak people cannot do that. إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الظَّالِمِينَ. Believe me, every single ayat, these are 8 ayats. 8 from Surah Ash-Shura. Starting from 36 to 43. 8 ayat. Every single ayat is so beautiful for conflict resolution, which can ever occur in our life. And this is part of life. With your brother, with your sister, with your mother, with your even mother, father, children, and especially wife and husband, spouse, and then in-laws and community members, anywhere. So how you resolve the conflict? You read these 8 ayat from Surah Ash-Shura. So Allah says the jaza'u sayyi'atin. So your reply should be equivalent to the wrongdoing. But if you forgive and reconcile, فَأَجْرُ عَلَى اللَّهِ, then your ajr, reward, will be with Allah. Why? Because look, the balance when Quran speaks about anything is balanced, not one-way instructions. And you never find any one-way instructions in Quran. Both are responsible for anything happens, and from both sides. فَأَجْرُ عَلَى اللَّهِ, your reward is for Allah. إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الظَّالِمِينَ, because Allah does not like wrongdoers. Allah doesn't like. If you want to remain wronged, not wrongdoer, then just forgive, let it go. And always, and I always remind myself first and then others. And in such situations, always I talk to the both. If there is any conflict and I'm in between, I say, look, do whatever you do, keep in mind, don't do any dhulm. Just that's it, one thing, single thing. Don't do any dhulm, then whatever you want to do, do it. A mu'min, a follower of Ahlul Bayt, cannot be oppressor, cannot be wrongdoer, cannot be unjust, unfair. Just don't be unfair. Don't be unfair. Be fair with yourself and with your enemy, with your rival, with your anybody who is against you. Be fair with yourself and with him, because Allah la yuhibbu al-zalimin. Allah doesn't like the zalimin. And now then, that is the ayat that Imam is referring in his discourse, and we recited this ayat last week. This is even more. Imam is going to the last step, which is conclusion of the whole ayat. وَلَمَنْ انْتَصَرَ بَعْدَ ظُلْمِهِ. Now you were subject to wrongdoings. Somebody is, hurting your feelings, wronging you, being unfair with you, doing or saying many things which are really not just, and you have been subject to the oppression from someone. You were weak, he was strong. Someday you became strong and he became weak. Now you have all the powers to take revenge. All the powers to take revenge. What should you do in such a situation? You have the right. Because Islam, again, is not one way. Based on Islamic laws, based on fiqh, based on Quran, what Quran is saying, you have the right. Because Islam does not give, if Islam is asking you to forgive, it doesn't mean that Islam is encouraging somebody to wrong you. No. You have the right to take your revenge. Especially in such a situation when you are in power and your enemy is weak. Now you have full right. Based on Islamic laws and socially, And in all aspects, from all aspects, you have the right to take revenge. It's not recommended to take revenge, but you have the right to take revenge. Liman intasara, whoever gets stronger, victorious, after he was oppressed. فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَا عَلَيْهِمْ مِنْ سَبِيلٍ. There is nothing wrong if they really take the revenge. إِنَّمَا السَّبِيلُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ يَظْلِمُونَ النَّاسِ. They don't have any blame. The blame is where? If any person, he commits injustice. So now you are powerful, yeah, take revenge. But do you know, when you are in power and you want to take revenge, who takes revenge really based on justice and fairness? Always the revenge after power is lot more than the crime that somebody has committed. And this happens. This is the history of kings, history of conquerors, history of the people who took, the power. They come and they start. What Quran is saying, يَظْلِمُونَ النَّاسِ وَيَبْغُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَسَادًا. فِي الْأَرْضِ وَيَبْغُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ. They do mischief on earth with no right. They have to be blamed, not the person who is taking his revenge, bringing the person who was the zalim to justice. That's fine, is totally good. أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. The adab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for them who take power and after power they do zulm. They punish somebody more than they deserve. So now see, I gave the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he conquered Mecca, when he entered Mecca, he had the absolute power in entire Arabian Peninsula at that time. Full-fledged. Nobody could challenge his power. Total, absolute power was with him. And he could do anything. Nobody could even challenge him with words. Leave alone, with sword or with weapons. No one had the courage, no one had the power to stand against him. He had the absolute power, and with such power, he entered Mecca, he conquered Mecca, then Mecca was in his position. And now everybody was thinking that what he is going to do. These people who gave him this much hard time, he is going to punish him such a punishment that everybody will remember forever. But what he has done? He said, I forgive all of you. Go. I forgive all of you. He did not punish a single person. Rather, he placed a flag on the house of the arch enemy, the leader of those enemies, the leader, Abu Sufyan. And he said, whoever comes under this flag, he is in amnesty. He is in peace. This was the Prophet has done. And this is what Quran is teaching us everywhere. This is one example. There are so many such examples. For example, you see, read Surah Yusuf. When the brothers of Yusuf, you know what they have done with him. Brothers of Yusuf, what they have done with him. No enemy can do what these blood relatives have done. Siblings, not cousins, brothers, real blood brothers. What they have done with him? They killed him already. They killed him already. To their, their intention, they killed him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him and gave him real true power. Subhanallah. He reached the power, he became the king. He is Nabi, but he became the king. And when these brothers came to him, long story, I'm not mentioning the story, just the point here, that when these brothers recognized him suddenly that, oh, Anta Yusuf? Qala ana Yusuf. Wa hada akhi. Yes, I am Yusuf and this is my brother. They said, you are Yusuf? Sorry, we have done so much wrong with you. So this story was not real story. This story was because now they are weak. So before, look, this is the other side of the story. It's good when you are powerful, you forgive. This is good. But it is better for you to ask for forgiveness before you become weak. Once you become weak, then you ask for forgiveness. This forgiveness has no importance. When you are in power and you did wrong to somebody, with power, go and ask for forgiveness. While you are powerful. Don't say, how can I ask forgiveness from him? Who is he? No. Once you say, who is he? You are going towards injustice and dhulm. So when you are in power. So now they were weak. They're asking, oh, sorry. He said, no. لا تثريب عليكم اليوم. Don't even mention it. I'm not going to even mention what you have done with me. He said, please, can you forgive me? Forgive us? He said, no, not just I will forgive you. I will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. This is the brother. Look, these were brothers, what they have done, and this is the other brother. And when he is doing, not in that well, when they throw him in the well and say, okay, I forgive you. No. When he came into power, he can take any kind of revenge. He can punish them the way he wants. But no, he said, not only I will forgive you, I will ask Allah to forgive you. Don't worry. And this is what we see in the practice of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. The seerat of Ahlul Bayt from the beginning to the end. Amazing seerat, amazing leaders, amazing leaders. Things which we think that are impossible in our life to practice, not impossible, you find them in seerat of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. These are Ahlul Bayt. Amazing. We wish really to be true followers of those great people. If we become such followers, you will see no conflict, no oppression, no injustice, no unfairness anywhere in our society. Society will be clean, beautiful, amazing society. And this is what Allah wants. Imam Zaman Ajalallahu Ta'ala Faraj Sharif, whose birthday is just one day after today. He is the one who is being waited by everyone. Every single religious person is waiting for him with different names. But anybody who believes in any religion, he believes that somebody is coming to rescue the humanity. And he is the one. We believe that Imam will come, Imam Mehdi Ajalullah Farajahu Sharif. Just I'm going to end to this, with this point. This is very, very important for all of us to think about, and it is really related to our topic. Subhanallah. So tell me and ask any kid in our community, when he will come, what he will do? When he will come, what he will do? What change he will bring? What? So everybody will say, and you have heard it, يملأ الأرض قسطا وعدلا كما ملئت ظلما وجورا. He is going to fill the earth with justice in the same way that it would have been filled with injustice and unfairness and dhulm and oppression. So you will find everywhere oppression, but Imam will come and eliminate all those injustice everywhere. and He will replace the injustice with justice. Look. So what is His purpose for coming? And what He will do ultimately? He will remove every injustice, unfairness, He will remove. So if somebody says, no, I will keep doing this injustice, He says, look, you have to stop it. Hara. Right? Ye to kahenge na, Imam. Stop. I will stop you. So Imam will stop every injustice. So where? Where he will stop? Which place? Just in Iraq? Just in Saudi Arabia? Just in Iran? Just in India? Everywhere. Okay, everywhere means where? Just the governments? He will change the governments only? No, He will change the society. So if I am unfair with my wife at my house, He will change it. He said, come on, are you doing injustice? You are unfair. If the wife is unfair with husband, his brother is unfair with brother, Imam is going to stop all those unfairness, those actions of injustice. He will stop it. So don't wait for Imam to stop it, come and stop us from that. Because his way of stopping is different. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the wrath of Imam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us among His supporters, so we can support him to establish justice. And in order to establish justice, we have to be just first. We have to be just, starting this justice from our homes. Then move forward. Then global justice. Then global leadership. Within ourselves first. The justice starts from here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq and ability and capability to follow our infallible leaders and imams. إن أحسن الحديث وأبلغ الموعظة كتاب الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.